Hi guys. Well, today we are in Lake Charles, Louisiana for the Lake Charles Film Festival. And it's kind of exciting because we actually have two entries into this film festival. One is a 48-hour film race that we did called Careful What You Wish For. And the other one is my very first screenplay, Life with Bill, waiting on Cahill, which is actually maybe a pilot episode for a potential series. And this was the very first screenplay I wrote just a couple of months ago as part of a screenwriting challenge. And I got good enough feedback that I kind of expanded on it and entered it into the Lake Charles Film Festival, and it was accepted. So I'm super excited that, you know, it doesn't really matter if it wins an award or whatever. Just the fact that the very first screenplay that I wrote was accepted into the very first festival I entered it into is pretty spectacular. And so we'll be viewing some different films today, and hopefully we'll find out tonight if we get a scallywag or not, you know. But, you know, if we don't, that's okay. It's all part of a learning process. In fact, Cahill has already expanded from the 19 pages that I submitted here, and it is now 35 pages. And I think I'm finally happy with it as it is, and so I've recently submitted it to a few other places. And so we'll keep y'all updated on that. But anyway, y'all come on along. You're on the road with Penny, and we're in Louisiana, and we're going to see some films. Yay!
Hey boys, check this out. It's a dog-powered butter churn.
A what?
You know, it's a butter churn. Churn by a dog.
Where the lawyers sat a table away from whoever it was that they were up against in the courthouse.
My name is Jason Leal. I'm a filmmaker from Houston, and I just saw The Pig's Ear, and I thought it was just an amazing film about this icon in Toronto that just is
Peterborough.
In Peterborough. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's a shame that it's going away. Like many things in many places, it was just amazing, and it really made me want to go get a drink afterwards. Actually.
We love a good festival. We have 75 annual fairs, festivals, and events, making Lake Charles the festival capital of the state. On behalf of Mayor Nick Hunter, I would like to declare Mr. Jay Underwood an honorary citizen of the city of Lake Charles.
We've never been to Louisiana, never been to Lake Charles, and have had a blast here in just the few days that we've been here, and eaten some great food and saw some great films today and last night. And it's just good to be with other filmmakers, whether it's those of you that have come and written screenplays, or those that have produced films or directed films or acted in these films. And it's great just to celebrate one another, to celebrate the film as a whole. And again, it's just my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be here with you all, and hope I get a chance to meet more of you this evening. It's been good to talk, just shop with a number of you. And you know, here's to everybody. Here's to all of you, because you all are the reason that this is going on. and thank you all for being here and submitting your films and just being a part of this. So, hey, here's to you.
There's Jay Underwood Film and Television Achievement Award. It's Sunday Explain Lake Charles Film Festival. And this is called.
This, if you don't recognize him, is Jay Underwood. Yes. So today we met, and I watched the film Doomed, which is a documentary about a doomed film, the one that didn't ever get.
Yeah, the Doomed Fantastic Four, but the original Fantastic Four.
The original Fantastic. I'm gonna have to go hunt it up now.
Yep, YouTube probably.
You said I can find it on YouTube.
I think so.
Hunt it up. But you know, you may recognize him for a couple other things, which I have seen.
Yeah.
I have seen The Boy Could Fly.
Boy Could Fly, yep.
And Almost Human.
Yep.
I have seen those, and so when I recognized that, I said, "Oh, how cool!"
All right, here. So I'll do my part for the Boy Could Fly. Okay, here we go. Here's what I do.
I just want to hobnob it with it, so I wanted to say.
So now everybody's like, "What is this?" Did you enjoy your time here? You're hanging out with. So see the movie if you still can. I don't even know if you can see it. It is on Netflix. I don't even know if it's
I don't know. You know, I saw it when it actually aired.
And then Not Quite Human. Chip. Hello, my name is Chip. Chip the Android.
For me is to watch
Pizza.
So anyway, just wanted to say.
There you go.
That's it.
And he got
now people are like, man, you really are hanging out with the wrong crowd.
No, believe me, they know me.
Oh, okay.
They know me. They accept
You're going to tell me I'm hanging out with the wrong crowd.
They know me, they accept me for who I am, because by now, honey, I ain't changing for nobody. If they don't take it by now, this is it, honey, you know? Right, you're kind of getting at that age too, right?
What? What are you saying? I'm kind of getting at that age.
Well, you're younger than me.
Okay.
Lots. I still got a decade or so on. Decade plus, yes, I do.
Okay, whatever you say, sister.
Yeah. They know.
All right.
But anyway, so this is who I've been hanging out with today. I know I didn't show many of the, videos and such, because we were busy watching, but I've seen some really great videos today. This was one of them. That was very interesting. And I also saw a really good one, The Last Beer at the Pig's Ear.
Oh, I heard about that one.
Yeah, it's a documentary, and
about a brewery, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not a brewery, but it's a pub. Yeah, that was 150 years old, and they had to shut it down.
Yeah.
But it was funny, it was entertaining, and you know what? It keeps getting declined at film festivals, he says. So y'all need to put the word out that y'all want to see this film.
There you go. Say it again. The Pig's Ear. Last Pig's Ear.
Last Beer at the Pig's Ear.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually very entertaining. And I also had a few friends that were here.
Good.
And hey!
She won!
Oh my God, guys!
Look at this.
Can you believe that? No, I didn't win first place. I got second place. I didn't get a scallywag.
We'll lie. We'll say it's first place then.
But it was my very first screenplay, and this was my very first festival to enter it.
Man, that's
so
awesome.
That's pretty big.
That's huge.
I think so. I mean, hey, I'm no spring chicken, but
You and me both.
like I tell them, I've just been marinating all these years, and I'm ready for the grill. I'm ready to sizzle.
So what was the name of your screenplay?
Life with Bill, Waiting for Cahill, because I think it's actually going to wind up being a series, so I think that's the title.
Okay, there you go. You heard it.
So y'all wait.
Who do I get to play?
I
haven't read the screenplay yet, so I don't know. This could be dangerous.
Well, my son's not in it yet, but you might do good for my son.
I have to compete with her son?
Well, you won't be able to play
Are you going to
Bill.
ask me to do a reading? Am I going to have to audition?
Maybe.
Uh-oh. We're going to do some money in this one then, sister.
One day
I don't
we
work
hope.
for free.
Yeah, well, I've heard otherwise.
Actually, I do work for free. Actually, I work for food, so you feed me, I come.
Okay, guys, now I have David Phillips, who did win a scallywag.
I won a scallywag, it's true. It's a life highlight for sure. I'm very excited to put that somewhere.
That's it.
Yeah.
So tell them a little bit about your film.
I did a feature film called The Maestro, and it's a biographical drama about Mario Castelnuovo Tedesco, who was the mentor to John Williams, Randy Newman, Andre Previn, and he composed over 200 films back in the 30s and 40s, and he only got credit for 7 because that was the time before unions and before people giving credit and that sort of thing. So our amazing executive producer, his father actually studied under Mario, and he found all these old letters between the two of them, and in honor of his father, and also just it's a very interesting story.
Congratulations, First entry, first one.
Totally, yeah.
It is.
Right here. So that's what the film is about, and so it's.
Now, where can they find it?
You can find it on, it's going to be released at the end of January, February. We're going to do a little theatrical release. We're still figuring out which cities, and then it'll be on your iTunes, Amazon Prime, and all those things. It's called The Maestro, and it stars Xander Berkeley from tons of things, Walking Dead, Terminator 2, and he's the lead, and he's fantastic
I
in
have
it.
several Walking Dead fans.
Oh, there you go. Xander Berkeley, a hell of an actor and an even greater man. He's a fantastic dude. And his wife's in it as well, playing his wife, Sarah Clark, who's so beautiful and so talented. So we did really well with I'm very happy with the cast, and to come to Louisiana for the first time in my life and walk away with Best Feature is pretty cool feeling.
Cool,
so and so congratulations on your award.
I know, I'm so excited. It's my first
I know, that's amazing. First of many, I'm sure. First of many, I'm sure. But yeah, check out The Maestro. Thank you so much.
Have a Canadian.
Get a discount whenever I raise money for my
See, I'm traveling the world, even though I might not be in the car traveling, I'm still getting to travel the world.
I guess I could do whatever I want to.
Because they're on the road with me.
Right.
So see, there's other ways to be on the road.
Well, I'm on the road too. So.
But anyway, so this is Malcolm
By Art.
And he's the one that I just talked a while ago about the last beer and the big beer. The document, I'm telling y'all, this was so entertaining. I really enjoyed it. And I already told them, I said, look, you people need to get out there and tell these film festivals that we want to see this show.
Yeah.
He's having
We made a real film about a real place and about a real issue about social interaction and how these places are disappearing and big cities don't seem to be worried about that kind of thing because it's already happened to them, and you can feel it.
This one's yours.
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
If somebody gives a lot of kind donation, you can write a letter and say,
I've seen it happen in Vancouver. I've seen it happen in Toronto, certainly. But in smaller towns, under 100,000 people, this development hasn't happened yet, and now it is. And the real estate developers are coming in, and they don't take into consideration people's lives. They're thinking about the bottom line, which is we're going to build a building or whatever, and it's what is the cost of change? What is the cost of?
in this case, it was $20 million.
Yeah, and when one guy in the film, that Fleming professor says, a guy comes along with $20 million, and all of a sudden he's a better person than you. And I know the developer. He's not a bad guy. He had an idea, and also the owners wanted to retire, and no one else stepped up to buy that place but a developer. So that's what happens, and that's how easy it happens. And it's not like that place wasn't popular or there weren't people going there. It's just the owners wanted to retire, and that's what life goes on.
And it's 150 years old, so the building
152 years old. It was built. It was opened during the Civil War, 1865.
Oh wow! And so it was not in good shape.
No, it was in pretty rough shape, and the Canadian winters are not nice to buildings, but that building stood for over 150 years, and without a lot of maintenance being done to it, because people just didn't think of it. It's like what do we need to look after the bricks for? They're going to stand forever, and then they start falling down. What do you do? And there's also accessibility, a new accessibility law that came in the province that states that all washers, all ramps, everything has to be completely accessible. And the owners saw that coming, and they went, "There's no way we could turn this place retrofitted into an accessible place, it just wouldn't work. So they started thinking about it when that law came in. That's really what prompted it. So and, you know, what is the cost of making improvements for the greater good? You lose something, right? So it wasn't just a real estate exchange; it was also the implementation of new laws. You know, so it's funny how that place lives on in the people.
We're here at
Farland's,
yeah.
And it's a pub.
Yeah, it's a pub. So it made kind of funny that we're talking about a pub.
But this film was made as part of my master's project that I did
that's all right. Thank you so much.
Rain Dance in London and Staffordshire University in England. And my thesis was that a community should be able to make a film without corporate donation, without corporate approval, and without government grants. And you know, that we should be able to tell our own stories without going through these processes that inflate the budgets. And if we would have waited for grants to make this film, it would have been long gone. So a week after they announced the closing, I sat in there and I went, this story needs to be told, and if we don't jump on it right now and we wait for money to come in, it's not going to happen. Enough people love the place that they give $20 or $100. It was made on a very limited budget, but it doesn't screen that way, right? We shot 4K. We shot with good lenses. We had the best audio equipment. Thank you to Silent Sound in Toronto, who lent us the best mics we could get. I mean, we had lenses donated. We had Centennial College lent us a camera. You know,
I mean, Lord, I do it on my phone.
Yeah, but you know, we weren't shooting with inferior equipment. We were actually shooting with the best documentary equipment you could get, and with, you know, I've got 30 years experience in the industry, but I come from drama. I've never produced a doc before, so I've worked on hundreds of episodes of television and feature films and things, but in the art department as a prop master or a production designer, but not documentary producer. It was crazy. It was a very tricky film to make, and I was actually calling and reading psychology texts about how to approach situations like this that were very touchy. People are losing their jobs. People were very upset when they were in there, so you had to go in and we'd have a plan. This is what we're going to do today. We're going to shoot this, and then we'd walk in the door and it would be something completely different. And I'd have to say, okay, guys, let's assess the situation before we turn the camera on, because this may not work. The final week, for example, we just stopped and we let them. And we went in for the last trivia night on the Friday, and we shot the last night. But that last 5 days, we stayed out and we let everyone alone, because we were in there so much that it was, I know we were getting on their nerves, and it was like
interfering with their grieving process.
Yeah. So we had to, that was my decision as a producer to, let's just back off. And we did it for a 2-week period to tell someone's very personal story about their life. I mean, people's lives are in your hand.
It was very entertaining. Like I said, a lot of documentaries can be very dry, boring.
I think that might be our problem, though. We're not a social justice. We're not social justice warriors. Although these are issues that apply to people's lives. It's not a. But we're not. You know, we're not about the plight of the potato farmers of Peru or anything. These are just regular people in a small town in Canada. You know.
It was very entertaining. And like I said, whatever you do not cut out the
B.A. Johnson. Yeah.
In the toilet. I mean, singing in the toilet. I mean, let me tell you guys, that was the funniest part. This guy is actually performing in the men's restroom.
That's where he does his encore in the men's washroom, and it is disgusting. And he is disgusting. And it's part of his shtick. B.A. Johnson, he's like a self-deprecating one-man band from Hamilton, Ontario. Look him up, B.A. Johnson, and look at his shows, because he's like. But he was one of the people that loved the place, and he came back to play an open mic, and he doesn't play open mics. He's beyond that in his career, and he says right in the film, there's not a lot of places I'd play an open mic for. And he came off his tour, came back, played the show, and it was free, and everyone came out because they loved him, and he loved the place. So, and there was a lot of bands came back, and a lot of people came from around the world to come for their last beer. So last beer at the Pig's Ear.
That's it. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Yes, guys, I'm in my jammies, because I've had a good night, and it is time to say good night. I hope y'all have enjoyed my little trip as we went to Lake Charles for the film festival. I know I had a good night. Until the next time, guys, I'm Penny Lalou, and you have been on the road with Penny.